Good morning, everybody. Today I want to talk about the importance of the goodbye, a healthy goodbye. A lot of us experience attachment with other people, loving them, being in a relationship with them, regardless if it's romantic, if it's family, if it's business, if it's friendship. We experience the goodbye. And a lot of the times, I'd probably say about 80% of the time, we don't have a good experience with it. People end up ghosting, people end up, passing away or moving away without an explanation or a heads up. And this is why it's so important to increase the amount of good goodbyes we have. So we have what we call closure. Closure is so important to have for somebody because it leaves them in peace. This is why a lot of relationships end up being toxic. They end up saying, hey, you know what, this isn't working out, we need to quit this, and they end up going back a couple of times, not just once, not just twice, but a couple of times. And in this being toxic, it goes on to other relationships. We think that because it happened in one relationship, it's actually healthy for the rest. And there's a pattern too. So what's interesting is that if we are able to identify the pattern inside ourselves of how we say goodbye, then we're able to have better experiences. There might be people that, they can't do goodbye, so they just don't. They just avoid that pain. They avoid telling the other person, you know what, this isn't working out. So they avoid having that conversation. They avoid having the confrontation of, you know what, this relationship is toxic, we're going to end it. So the other person doesn't have closure. It's so important to have good goodbyes. So if you have that experience in one relationship, more than likely you will have it in another. There's other people that, they try to say goodbye a couple times and they go back until they're actually ready, or in other words, have learned their lesson. This isn't good for me. I need to let this go. Sometimes, and I want to say more often than not, people have a negative experience to the point where they have to experience pain in order to let go. And these are the type of goodbyes we don't want to have. Therapy is actually a great experience to have a good goodbye. If you have a good experience with your therapist, you do some good work in the room, you personally grow, you are able to process a good goodbye. And in being a mental health professional, I have provided that to some of my clients, some of my patients, and it's a very healing experience. Then they know what it's like and they can mimic that in their lives. And I just wanted to share this today because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. And if any of you feel that anybody could use this to learn what is a good goodbye, what is not, let them know.